Hello, Julie here and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's layout is for the June cyber crop at Mystical Scrapbooks. The challenge is to use a sketch by Laura Whitaker, and to create this layout I'm going to use papers from Cocoa Vanilla's Daydream paper range. I've changed the sketch slightly to suit my photo, which is 8 inches by 6 inches. I've also moved the title and deleted the doily, and I have added the chipboard banner at the top of the page. The chipboard is by Dusty Attic and is called Star Banner. I'm going to start by painting my banner with some acrylic paint. This paint is called Goldenrod, so it's a sort of a mustardy yellow colour. I'm going to give it one good coat and then set that aside to dry. My first pattern paper is this stripe. It is the Stepping Stones paper, and I'm going to trim that so that it's 10.5 inches by 6.5 inches. I thought about using this pink behind my photo, so I trimmed that down and put it behind the photo, and then wasn't happy with the way it looked, so I decided to go a different way. It's funny really, because looking at it now I quite like it. Next I matted my photo. As I said, my photo is 8 inches by 6 inches, so I used the mustardy coloured plain cardstock, and I cut a piece that was 8 1/4 by 6 1/4, so that I've got a 1/8 border around each edge of my photo. So this is where I take that piece of pink out and replace it with a piece of grey. I'm going to use the garden variety paper, so the back side of that, and I'm going to cut that to 5.5 by 10 3/4. I'm then going to cut a fishtail in one end. I'm now going to use my Kaisercraft ink cube. It's called Bark. Don't know why I got Bark. I usually use black, but I picked this up thinking it was black, I think. Anyway, I'm going to ink the edges of all of my papers. I'm going to use double-sided tape to attach my layers to my background now. You can see that because of the size of the paper, my papers actually go right across the layout instead of only taking up about 3/4 of the layout. My chipboard is dry now, so I'm going to use my art glitter glue to attach that across the top of my layout. You'll find later on that I do add some paper behind that, but I should have done that before I attached this chipboard, but I hadn't thought of it by then. All of my layouts are always a work in progress. I never really plan them ahead of time. Although I'm using a sketch for this, I'm basically using the sketch as a starting point, and then I change it as I go along. To add a little more interest to my chipboard piece, I'm going to give it a coat of clear glitter with my uniquely creative glitter pen. So here comes another alteration to the sketch. I wanted more of a border around my page, so I tore a piece of the stripe paper, which is the Stepping Stones, just thin, and inked around the edge of that and attached it to the bottom of my layout. I did the same for the top. I tore another, or I used my trimmer to cut a straight edge along the area that I'd already torn, inked the edge of that, and then attached that to the top of the layout. I had to try and poke it in under the star banner that I'd already put up there, but I managed to do it and then trim the excess off of the top. To create the stitched or the faux stitched circles on the layout, I used a bread and butter plate from my dinner set and drew around it with a pencil. Then I used my fountain pen with black ink to just draw a faux stitched double line around that circle. To embellish my page, I have fussy cut several flowers from the garden variety pattern paper, and I've inked around the edge of them, and I'm now going to use my glue to tuck them in behind my photo. I'm going to put some at the top right corner and one, I think, at the bottom left. No, the two flowers on the bottom left come from the sticker sheet, so I selected several different items from the sticker sheet to add to my layout to enhance or put a few more embellishments on there. I put a couple of flags at the top, a couple of hearts, well that's on the top left, a couple of hearts at the top right, a sticker down on the bottom right where I'm going to write the date the photo was taken, and the two flowers of course on the bottom left of the photo. I'm not a big fan of the white border around stickers, so I'm using my fussy cutting scissors and cutting that off. I wanted a bit more detail on my layout, so I took my fountain pen and I drew a faux stitch border around the, quite a few elements actually on the layout. I end up changing to my black uni ball pen, I don't know why I changed, and I end up putting faux stitching around the chipboard banner at the top, all of the stickers that I attached to the page, the pattern paper behind the photos. I just felt that it was looking a bit bare, and this helped to add a bit more detail. I used my scan and cut to cut my title from the same yellow cardstock that I matted my photo on. The title says 13 today, and because I've got that banner across the top, I didn't want to put the title up the top of the photo. I thought that was too busy, so I added it underneath my photo. I inked around the edge of each of the letters. I think I used Hobo Standard for the 13 and a different font for the today. I can't remember the name of that, but I'll put it in the, well, if you want to know what it is, make a comment and I'll let you know. So I've inked around the edge of that and then used my glue and my T-ruler to attach that to my page. I also drew the faux stitching around my title. So that completes my layout today using the sketch for the challenge over at Mystical Scrapbooks Cybercrop. I will of course put a link to that challenge in the description box below, so pop over and check it out. Also, if you're not a subscriber to my channel already, I would really love it if you would subscribe, and if you click the bell next to the subscribe button, you'll be notified when I upload a new video. So I hope to see you when I post my next video. Bye.